Yeah, so working on the Mustang. You know, it's been a little while, but we're working on it. Chase man's been driving me crazy wanting to get this thing done.
That is true.
And so we took the heads, and of course I went through them a little while back, lapped the valves and all that good stuff, and I got to checking them with feeler gauges and flat edges and such, and they needed to be resurfaced. So we took them over to this guy. Boy, ain't that something?
There you go, bud. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's see it out in the sun.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. That's what we needed.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty warm right across the middle.
Yeah, it's about 4 thousandths from my measurements.
Middle cylinder is where it was.
Yeah.
Well,
Easy.
when I skim it on this rough one,
Uh-huh.
I'll pick it up and look at it and see how much it is, you know.
I got you.
Then you just take it, keep going until it clears it up.
Oh, yeah.
See, well, you really can't see it yet. And you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's warped.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Right
measured.
across the middle.
What I measured on that one? 2 thousandths and 3 thousandths on that one.
Yeah, that's it.
The other one was 4.
I've seen them a hell of a lot worse, man.
Yeah.
Still over here.
That's a big old sand belt.
Yeah, it is. And that thing will tear you over.
I bet you it will.
Man, I think that.
What's that one, about an 80 grit?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's about 80.
And I'm guessing this one out here.
About 40, I think. If I ain't mistaken, I'll look and see though.
This one probably about a 400.
Oh yeah. That's right. No, this is 80 right here.
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. That out there, and this one of them crazy. That out there is shit. I don't know, man. I can't remember.
Premium. And so we brought the things back, you know, and went ahead and got them torqued onto the motor with the new head gaskets and head bolts and all that good stuff. And Chase is just over here nailing down these rocker arms, you know. I mean, like a pro. Look at that. You did that in like 8 minutes, you know. Last night I was out here for several hours with the ultrasonic cleaner here, and that thing's a lifesaver. One of these days I'd like to get one of those that was about big enough to put like a whole engine block in, but they're about $7,000, so I'm gonna be saving up for a while on that one. And also I'm gonna have to buy a house that I can put it in. So it's gonna be a while. But ultrasonic cleaner, I'm talking about amazing. Clean the throttle body, cleaned all the rocker arms, the push rods, the springs, everything went through that thing. I'm talking about it comes out looking like brand new, showing that thing. Look at that.
Dirty since my hand.
I mean, it's a little dirty, but if you saw it before where it was covered in black stuff and all gunky and bleh, you'd be very impressed. So pretend like you saw it really nasty and then be impressed. All right, go ahead. You can put the last one on there. I was just figured I'd get everybody caught up on where we were. You know, so after this, I think we're gonna go ahead and put the intake on so that we can seal the engine up, keep dirt and stuff from getting in there. And oh yeah, of course we're gonna come back with the torque wrench and torque all this down. I gotta look it up to be sure, but I think it's gonna be like probably 28 foot-pounds, maybe 30, 35 at the most. But I'm gonna look it up and make sure. But anyway, so next we're going to put a new timer set on here. We got the what you can call it, the oil pump housing, water pump housing thing. Where's that at? Oh, it's over there. And it might be about the best looking thing on the engine, I think. But so this big old chunk of aluminum goes up on here. And you know, once you bolt it down and seal it up and everything, it's got the oil pump that comes on this water pump. The little timing, you know, doodad comes up here on the top. All that good stuff. You know, I use words that I don't know because I'm not a Ford guy, so I'm just gonna say doodad and thingamajiggy and doohickey and stuff sometimes. It's just because it's a Ford, you know. So the issue that we're running into with this thing, which is kind of odd because I ordered it by the part number, but the 97 water pump will not fit. We've got a brand new water pump here, and it's just like the old one that we took off, so it was definitely the right oil pump. I mean water pump. But it does not fit this housing. I contacted the people that we bought it from, and they said it should fit, and I told them it didn't, and they said, oh well. Ain't that just how it goes, you know? We can't be the first people to come across this problem. So I got to looking in the catalogs and the online O'Reilly'sautoparts.com, because I got a commercial account. O'Reilly's Auto Parts. And so basically 97 through like 2014, all the V6 ones use the same pump, which is the pump we have here. The only one that I could find with a different part number was 95. And I was looking at the pictures, and I think we might have a winner. So I ordered a 95 water pump. Hopefully it'll be here about 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that, because O'Reilly's Auto Parts, best there is, O'Reilly's, they're gonna bring it to us. And so hopefully that's gonna fit right here, and that'll solve that problem. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead, like I said, we're gonna seal up the intake and torque these guys down. And even though these gaskets are really nice, anytime that you've got, you know, gaskets meeting up to different surfaces, I mean, these things are really nice. You can see how they got the little ribs in there, and they got ribs right there that they kind of, you know, line up into and everything, which is just pretty cool. But as a good rule, you know, you want to put just a little dab of some gasket maker kind of down in these little corners right here. So that's what we're gonna do, is put a little dab right there in each corner. Then we'll put this guy back down on top of it, and that way when it gets squished down, there's not really any possible way for it to leak, because I'm pretty sure I can kind of see light through there. So no matter how cool they try to make the gaskets, you always need a little something in the corners. But anyway, so we're gonna get that going right quick and get the timing done, and I think we're gonna flip this sucker over right quick and go ahead get the pickup tube put in. And I think we've got the windage tray out, so we'll do the windage tray and the oil pan, and then we'll catch back up with you guys. So, you know, stay tuned, click the like button. You know, I hope you guys enjoy this, because Chase he's been excited. How long till you get your driver's license, little buddy?
Give it 2 weeks.
Ooh. Oh, we're down to the wire, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, life wouldn't be exciting if you didn't, you know, take it to the limit one more time every now and then, you know. So anyway, we're gonna knock some stuff out and get back with y'all. Skipped along, try to knock some stuff out right quick. So we're actually to the point now to where we are getting ready to put this engine back in the car. We got it staged. We're about to bring it in the garage and go ahead and get this guy put in. But you know, got everything looking pretty good. Got the water pump and oil pump, all that stuff set up. Got the pulleys cleaned up a little bit. And, you know, it took a little while to kind of figure out where all this stuff went, because I'm not exactly you know, I never really worked on Fords a whole lot. I have worked on Fords, but definitely never worked on a 3.8. So, you know, I had to use some diagrams and schematics and stuff for all this, which ain't really my style. But anyway, got it done. Got the heads all nice and torqued down, all new gaskets everywhere. All the rear stuff, flywheel, brand new clutch. So she's looking pretty good. And you may notice the valve covers, even though they're a little bit dirty. We had sprayed them all completely red, and we kind of decided that was a little too boring. So we threw some red, white, and blue in there. And I think you'll still be able to see them pretty good once it's in the car. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing put in. Wish us luck.
It's in! I just gotta get everything attached.
We got the engine installed in the car completely. The actually everything underneath is done. The only thing we got to do is put a couple of clamps on the exhaust, but the downpipe's already bolted in. Everything's hooked up. Drive shaft underneath's all done. Everything's good underneath the car. Like I said, just 2 exhaust clamps, and we're good to go. So we got the AC compressor done, the power steering, most everything up top, you know, is looking pretty solid. So we are about to go ahead and stick the radiator in. As you can see, the belt's already on. This we're gonna work on at some point, try to clean it up a little bit. But the AC actually works. Don't ask me how, it's a miracle. That's all I gotta say about that.
Car's a miracle in general.
But the AC is nice and cold, it's charged up, so we didn't want to take it off or anything. So we're just gonna try to you know, later on we're gonna take a wire wheel to this thing and maybe take some stuff off and try to paint it or something. But other than that, you know, everything's pretty much just moving forward. We're gonna start working on the cooling system, and there's a couple wires we got to hook up. Got the battery tray to put in, stuff like that. So we're looking pretty good, I think. You know, another couple hours solid work and we could probably start this thing up. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys a little update, show you what's going on. All right, quick update. I'm under the car, and right now I'm priming the oil system. Took me a few minutes to figure out a good way to do that and put together some kind of adapters. Is that plug right there is a 3/4 by 16, and of all things I actually found an AC adapter, AC line adapter that fits. So I just kind of rigged some stuff up here, as you can see. But like I always say, I like to pressurize and prime the oil system before we go to start it. So I got it set at about 30 psi, feeding off the compressor, and she's almost down to nothing. This was full. It's about 2.5 quarts, so it's about to start pushing air right now. And I'll kill the air and remove this plug and go ahead and put the plug that's supposed to be there. And you know, a little bit's gonna spill on me probably, but hopefully we can keep that to a minimum. Then we'll be ready for a first start. So there it goes. Alright, so I let off the air. So I rotated the engine several times by hand. You can see the ratchet up there, probably. Yeah, there it is. Rotated it by hand a few times, and you know, to make sure that all the oil is kind of worked around in the lifters and all that good stuff. So we'll see you guys for the first start. Alright guys, we're getting ready for a first start. So we are gonna pressurize the fuel system, check for leaks real quick. So just turn the key to the on position. You got the key?
Yeah, it's not like it.
This is his first start, so this is gonna be probably nerve-wracking for him. Alright, do it a couple more times. Again. It does have fuel, right?
Doesn't tell me.
What do you mean, the gauge ain't working? Are any of the gauges working? Cause I hear everything powering up.
Only the battery one works.
Okay. Well, I don't really hear any fuel.
It says check engine and the battery side.
Usually you kind of hear air swishing through the lines or something where we had them apart. It says what?
It says check engine, the battery side and brake.
Yeah, those are usually gonna be on until you start it. I didn't hear anything on the fuel. Did we ever pull the fuel relay or anything? I don't remember. I don't even know where the fuel relay's at. There's no contacts in those two open spots. And there's no fuses missing except for that one, but it's only got a terminal on one side, so there's no fuses missing. Yeah, just put it in neutral. Will it go all the way side to side? Side to side, that's a gear. Yeah, that's neutral. Alright, see if it turns over. I couldn't hear any fuel. We'll just see what happens. I think we're gonna have to figure out a fuel issue, but yeah, don't mess with the shifter no more. Just mash the clutch, turn the key.
You ready?
Yeah. Alright.
I think she's out of gas.
Well, I don't know. I don't hear any fuel. I don't hear any relays clicking. I don't think there's nothing else to plug in because we only unplugged this stuff up here. So try it again and let's just see what happens. Maybe it don't pump unless the engine running. I don't know much about these.
Come on, baby. Come on.
It started to hit. Go ahead. Maybe it's getting fuel and we just can't hear it. This still counts as the first start. The very first try. So I've been seeing a few other channels like Cletus McFarland, for example, where they've been trying to do some first starts. And so we're going, this is attempt 1. We haven't touched nothing. We're attempting the first start. And I have never even worked on a 3.8 before, so let's see what happens.
Alright, 3?
Yeah, go ahead.
2, 1.
It's still getting fuel. Just keep going. Okay, it's running on 6 cylinders. Looks like we need some engine though. That was the first try. I know we had to turn the key a few times, but we didn't touch nothing. We were priming the fuel. That was legitimately the first start. First try of the first start. So, kiss my grits, Cletus. Does it feel like it's running on 6? It looks kind of wobbly. It's kind of, hang on, hang on. I'm gonna rev it up by hand a little bit, see how it sounds. It has to have oil pressure because the lifter's got quiet. We've probably got a sensor or something acting up.
Oh, why is she smoking?
Oh, that's from the headers. Go ahead and start it up, see if it'll idle again. We'll let it warm up, do a heat cycle, and then we'll diagnose why it's kind of spitting and sputtering. Yeah, so we'll just let it run for about 10 or 15 minutes. It sounds good. The engine sounds healthy. But that burn off is gonna happen every time. It like all your handprints and oil from your hands and stuff, it's just burning it off of those headers. So how does it feel to your first start? Like, tell me what you were feeling like when you turned that key.
At first I was nervous that she wouldn't start, but now she started and I'm just lost for words.
Is your heart racing?
Yeah, I can't feel my knees.
I don't care how many cars you build, that kind of happens.
I can't feel my legs.
Nice. All right, let's check it for leaks. We're gonna look underneath and just see. Might be out of gas for real. Does the gas gauge do anything?
No, it's still stuck on like almost half.
Okay, so
Stays like right
did the
here.
engine light come on? See if you can start it back up.
Yeah, it says check engine.
Let's start it. Huh?
No, it's just the battery.
Why is the battery light on?
I don't know.
The gauge shows normal.
Yeah, see, those don't move. Well, those two move, these two don't.
Well, you know, the temperature one might move. If it don't soon, we're gonna have to turn it off and put coolant in.
Yeah.
It should have moved by now, but
And that just means we can put new gauges in there.
yeah, maybe. I'm gonna have to check the timing and stuff because, you know, I may have to loosen that synchronizer, maybe adjust it a little bit or something. I'm not sure why it was wanting to spit. But now it's not doing it. So maybe it just still has some air in the lines or something for the fuel. Go ahead and start it. Well, no. Let's get some coolant in there. All right, so we're gonna get the coolant stuff ready and start it back up again. So we figured out why it was spitting and sputtering. Do you want to tell them or should I lie?
I didn't see the water in the computer, okay?
It's not a computer, it's a connector.
Okay, the connector. I didn't see the water.
That one was
So
full
it's
of
my
water.
fault.
And it wasn't getting connection. It took a little bit of troubleshooting because the O2 sensors, I went with the live data log, and the O2 sensors were just stuck on like 1.28 volts, and they weren't ever changing. And after it went from open loop to closed loop, it would just go to like 20% negative on the fuel trims and start leaning out and idling rough. That's what it was doing earlier. So after some troubleshooting, finally traced it down to that plug, cleaned that plug up, put it back together, and now it really purrs like a kitten. In fact, Why don't you just go on and start it one time?
Okay.
Because I know you want to. Look at him smiling.
Of course I want to. It's my car.
This thing sounds so much better. Like, it sounded good earlier, but now it's like, I mean, this thing just sounds like a sewing machine. I'm really surprised being an older style engine like this.
If anyone's sleeping, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, still got open headers down there because I ordered some exhaust clamps. If you ignore the exhaust down there, just listen, this thing, there's no mechanical noise really at all. You can't hear any ticking, no. You know, all the hydraulic lifters are really nice and quiet. You know, everything's really nice. The only other issue that we have is this coolant pipe is leaking right here. And I kind of suspected it might be an issue. And so I did what I could, and I thought it was going to seal up, and but it's not. So you can see some of the water right there on the water pump where it's kind of oozing out of this guy. But I'm just going to go ahead and order a new...
Sounds like America.
Yeah, sounds like America. But I'm going to order a new one of those pipes and just go ahead and change it out. I kind of wanted to begin with, but I figured I'd at least try it. You know, give it a good old-fashioned American try. And it didn't work, so that's all good. It's got a new O-ring and stuff in there, so I don't really know what the deal is. It could be leaking actually up here where this tab's at, because it was a little rusty. Kind of right up where this tab's welded on. So I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to order a new one. And that's the only problem I think we've got, right?
Yeah. Besides the exhaust, that's about it.
Yeah, but the exhaust, I mean, we just need a couple clamps for that. And I got to weld that one little hanger back on, but that's
She'll
it.
be ripping.
So other than that, I mean, it runs smooth.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, we're going to get this front bumper put back on. I got the styrofoam stuck in place. The good old-fashioned blue painter's tape, you know, to hold it in position while we get everything going.
When these go on.
Got some new, updated. It's upside down.
Oh.
Just thought you would like to know. It's upside down again. That's like the rotating your arm without rotating your wrist thing. Have you seen that?
No.
That's so dumb.
Alright.
Really dumb. So, look at these updated. I might even go as far as to say the word sexy headlights. Those are nice.
Yeah. Nice and
Got a
clean.
black housing, clear lens, you know, so we can still get some good light output. Get rid of those two-piece foggy headlights.
All in one piece.
Oh man, those are nice. I can't wait to see it. And then later on, when we get some time, we're gonna hit this thing with some McGuire's Ultimate Finish. You know, and just see what happens. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see what happens.
And then
If that don't work,
we got new taillights too.
if that don't work, we'll put the rat rod clear coat on there and leave some patina on this back row. And we also got some new taillights, but we'll look at that later.
Yeah.
And we got some other stuff too, like, you know, a full brake package, maybe some lowering springs. I don't know, nitrous kit. I'm just playing.
I wish.
But anyway, we'll get to all that stuff. Get the bumper put back on right quick. We're gonna get the hood set, and we're gonna go ahead and put it on the ground. It's still up, and even though the exhaust isn't hooked up yet, but we're gonna go ahead and put it on the ground, and we might take it around the neighborhood. You know, just see how the clutch feels and all that good stuff. And then once I can get that pipe replaced, get rid of that coolant leak right there. And I got a couple other little things coming, like the battery tie down. I didn't realize it didn't come with the battery tray, which is kind of dumb on my part, but I ordered one of those. I got a new coolant cap because for some reason this one's missing. Covers for the battery terminals, so we don't have any accidental shorting out things going on. And it seemed like there was something else. Oh, we figured out the other day that this wheel hub is bad. Got a little bit of play in it, so I got a wheel hub on the way for this side. All the rest of it, the other front feels good. Of course, the back's a straight axle. And what else was there?
Nothing else. That's about it.
I think that was about it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At least for now. You know, I'm sure we'll do a few things to it. You know.
I'm getting a new gear shifter. Or
Yeah, we're
shift knob.
he's gonna want a shift knob, so we might look into that.
Mama's getting me one.
You know, that's a big ask for a Christmas item. I don't know, you know, we'll try to put it together, but I just don't know. You know, we told the kids there was a $20 limit on their Christmas presents,
Oh my god.
and I don't know if we can find a shift knob for under $20, so we'll just have to.
One. That's only $17. I win.
$20. If that was the case, well, my life would be easy. Anyway, so we're gonna get to it. Enough jibber jabber. We're gonna get this stuff knocked out, put it on the ground, and then we'll take it around for a little test drive right quick. So see y'all in a minute. All right, it's been a couple days since our last update, and we were gonna take it for a test drive, you know, the other night when we got done with everything, and it was already dark. And it seems like every video that I make, it's dark when we take test drives. So I wanted to just put that off until we could get a chance to drive it around in the daylight. Of course, we did drive it around the neighborhood, and it shifts great. You know, it runs really good, all that good stuff. So since the last update, I'll show you some of the stuff we did. We got the battery stuff situated. So we got the terminal covers like I was talking about, the factory clamp that holds the battery down, so that thing's all bolted in nice and tight like it's supposed to be. Let's see, we put the new headlights in, as you can see there and there, and got all the lights working. There was a bunch of bulbs that were blown out and all that kind of stuff. I had to fix a wire on the alternator, which I think caused that problem, but anyway, so we got that stuff done. I got the exhaust fixed underneath, and you know, so I put those stainless steel clamps on there. Basically the pipes were solid all the way out the car. I know I mentioned that, I'm sure, earlier, but whoever put the exhaust in didn't leave any kind of way to disconnect it, so we just kind of cut the pipes like right behind the catalytic converters, so that there was a place where we could take everything apart. And so I put the stainless steel, I'm not sure what you would call it. I guess it's like a band, you know, but it's a stainless steel exhaust clamp. And you know, so you just put the two pipes up against each other close and clamp that thing down, and those things are awesome. You know, I'm using them on my Trailblazer, and cut the slip joints out of the headers, you know, and put those clamps in there, and they hold up great. I have never had the first problem with them. And you loosen the clamps up and just slide them back, and you can take the Y pipe out and the headers and all that stuff. I mean, just a piece of cake. You don't have to fight with anything. So that's the same setup I did on this one, and that works nice. So anyway, exhaust is all hooked back up. We also put some taillights on this bad boy, and Chase got really excited about them taillights. They do look good, really good compared to the stock ones. But you know, it's just a newer style taillight. You know, when they light up, it, you know, it's got the LEDs and stuff in there, and you know, it's just really good looking taillight. So the only issues that we've got remaining right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this video off before we take care of anything else, because it's probably getting pretty long. But I've got an issue with this pipe leaking right here, which I kind of suspected would be an issue anyway. I mean, you can see the water puddled up under it. But all the sites that I go to try to replace this pipe are showing 94 through 98 that it's the same, and it's not. The 96, 97, and 98 have a long, that thing's like really long. So the hole's deep in the water pump. I mean, it's about that deep. But the this pipe, I mean, it's like that long. I mean, it's really long. And I tried to shorten it, but there's an O-ring, you know, a ball stick that's on there, and I mean, you can only do so much with it. And this pipe does not exist. I mean, you can buy the long one that we've got here, but obviously it's not fitting. And so basically the 94 and 95 one, the pipe is short, a lot shorter where it goes into the water pump. So what I did is I went ahead and ordered a aluminum Y pipe to put right there. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to TIG weld that Y pipe to the water pump right there and just eliminate the O-ring and all that stuff completely. And that'll give us an outlet to go up to this housing for the coolant temperature sensor. And then the other pipe that's coming off the back, if you can see it curling around through there and going up under the intake and all that, that's just the rear, I mean, one of the heater hose connections going to the heater core inside the dash. So that'll give us another one. And basically it'll just be like most of the other old schools, you know, we'll have one hose going right here and another hose just going back there. So I think that's going to be a good solution. We won't have to worry about this O-ring leaking. And like I said, it can't be found, so not really much of an option anyway. So, but that's the plan for that. And the only other thing I've got to investigate is the coolant fan. It never did come on, and so we've got to see. I'm gonna test the fan itself and see if the fan works, and then move on from there. So I did try jumping out the coolant switch, and it still didn't come on. So I don't think it's a coolant switch. But anyway, it's just something I'm gonna have to troubleshoot. But other than that, once this little coolant leak right here is fixed, it'll be 100% drivable at that point. So that will be nice. Get that taken care of, and I think we're gonna paint a couple more things, get some more stuff cleaned up in here. But you'll see on the next episode. I don't know if it's gonna be the next episode, but it will be the next episode for the Mustang. And so we'll go over that stuff. We're gonna put lowering springs in here. We got a new wheel hub to go on this wheel, and we got all new brakes. Got slotted brakes and rotors and everything, you know, one of those sets to go on here. And then the other plan is to go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, and we're gonna see how it looks with the polisher. And you know, I'm sure we can shine it up, make it look really nice. But you know, there's a couple tricks that I've got under my sleeve to make this thing look pretty good. So we'll go over that kind of stuff. Another thing I'm looking for is this guy right here. This thing's, I mean, I'm talking about done, busted to pieces. And cheapest one I can find brand new is $113. But I've got a Mustang guy, one of my friends, looking. He's gonna call one of his friends that's got a bunch of Mustangs and see if he's got one. But if I have to, I'll just order that one, I guess. But that's the only major stuff that's left. We drove it around the neighborhood, you know, and like I said, it works really good. It idles, drives perfect. Everything's just great on this thing. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I guess I should probably mention it probably took me about 3 weeks to film this video because I ended up with a pinched nerve in my back, and it's still bothering me a little bit. But it's pretty much completely put me down. I've been doing everything that I've been doing from a chair, or something along those lines, to try to get some stuff accomplished. And so that's why I haven't been putting out a lot of stuff lately. And I'm a little bit behind. I got a few cars I got to work on, including my Trailblazer. So hopefully things will get back to normal here shortly. I got to go to a neurologist this week, so hopefully I can get an injection or something in my back for that nerve, and you know, get back to it real good. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and you know, if you want to see the next episode, you know, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe, click that like button, and we'll see you later. Got Mama moving the car for me. You can kind of see how dirty it is, how much we need to work on the paint and stuff. It sounds pretty good. Got to move that one back in the garage in a few minutes, work on it some more. Oh yeah, that sounds so much better. It's got some dual Flowmasters in there. They were already in there when we got it. And now that we got it hooked up, it actually sounds pretty good. That's nice.